Hi, this is me, Patricia Saunders again, telling you a bit more about my life. I used to live in the Tunbridge Wells area and decided, because I'd learnt to play the guitar as well as the piano, to open a folk club. And it was called the Compasses Folk Club in Little Mount Zion, Tunbridge Wells. And I really enjoyed doing that. And we used to have people, just singers would come, and it was a tiny little room and people were sort of squashed in like sardines, and it was always hot in there. But we always had tremendous fun, and people came from all over the country because we got quite well known. And one day this young man walked in and said, can anyone sing here? And I said, oh yes. And he said, I'd like to sing. So I said, well, I'll put you in, during the evening. So during the evening I had him there, and he sat on a cushion on the floor with his guitar, and his name was Ralph McTell. And he said, I only want a fiver. So I said, well, that's fine. And so he started with his wonderful songs that he writes. And afterwards I said, Ralph, I think your songs are really great. I would like you to be, I'd like to put you on in a big concert. He said, really? And I said, well, yes. And I had a partner, John Barnard, who was the music shop. We used to do concerts in the Assembly Hall in Tunbridge Wells. So I said, but your songs are so wonderful that I want to put you on somewhere bigger than that, and I want to put you on in Croydon in a 9,000-seater hall. And he said, really? And I said, yes. And so I started to make arrangements, and when I phoned this Fairfield Hall, they said, we've never heard of Ralph McTell, you'll lose a lot of money. I said, no, I won't, you haven't seen my advertising yet. So I advertised everywhere, in newspapers, on buses, on radio. I just pushed it and did some really nice leaflets. I've still got one in my scrapbook, which I've given him one. And recently, living up here in the northeast, I saw that he was coming to sing at the Customs House in South Shields. So I got in touch, having now got an address from the hall here, and I was given a front row seat free of charge in the middle, right in the middle, sort of looking up at him, and he sang the most wonderful songs all evening. It was lovely to see him. We were both years and years older than that day in the Compasses Folk Club in Tunbridge Wells, where I paid him £5. And it was so wonderful. And in fact, the newspaper here took up the story, and I've got the cutting here from the newspaper showing me in my home, and the Ralph McTell great big advertisements, and how I used to look when I was singing, and photos of lots to do with the folk club. And we had the most wonderful evening, and it was wonderful to see him again. So that was an interesting thing. We used to do concerts with different people as well. We had Kenny Bourne, his jazzmen, Joan Byers, Tom Paxton. We had some wonderful concerts, and that was with John Barnard, who owned the local record shop, but I've lost contact with him. And John, if you do ever come to watch what I'm saying now, please get in touch if you can. With my email address, Patricia Mary Saunders, all lowercase, at btinternet.com. That would be wonderful. I know you moved away, but if by any chance you're watching this, it would be wonderful to hear from you.